then we should go on the publication. So publish is the very necessary steps in the commerce and management research process. That is being used soon for post-graduation course, like a MBA course. We are having in the semester 3, we have to submit some thesis, some MBA degree requirement of the doctor thesis is to be submitted in a small form. Some place it is coming in the 4th semester in the case of 2 years course. And basically it is very important for the career advancement progression. I'm not trying to be say the academic and performance indicator of the UGC, because academic and publication of the UGC may not be, maybe for a specific purpose. But when I say the career advancement progression, means when your good research papers have been coming out and you are doing some major work, then there is already the possibility that very well-known publishers across the globe may come to you. Next, as you know, I'm with author with Oxford University, YNU of USA. They have been coming because they are good, they one of the postdoctoral research is done. So I say it's a career advancement progression. What we have to publish, what we have to publish is a very important question, that it should be the new and original research. Original research or the methods. Like you know, in the management area or in the finance area, normally we used to publish a paper. And then we have to increase some of the variable in that. Like if we try to be say that what is the possibility of the NPA, what is the possibility of particular bank may come into problem. Then in addition to the common rating applicable, I think sir we have the finance students are also there, finance faculty is also there, finance and account side faculty. Sir they are there no? So I'm trying to be do the on the way in that way. So new and original reasons are to be made. Like additionally, if we say the marketing, then we have to look towards the change in the culture. Like we move from down street market to the now supermall. And if I try to do some study, then it should be given new and original reasons and methods, then reviews and summary of a particular subject. This is also one of the very important things. So as we know that every Scopus journal are also publishing the book review, summaries of a particular subject. Like when we try to be say that as an India we have been going towards the international financial reporting implementation. So what is going to be the effect of what way the Indian accounting standards have been required to be have some problem is to be done. So manuscripts should advance the knowledge and understanding in certain specific field, and that can be happen by the book review also, certain article review. Some people are making the group of the literature review and they publish the literature review at night. And evaluation of the existing modern is to be done. Like when we say the on-demand jet score model, which is basically supporting the across the India, Vivan, across the India, certain specific type of workings are to be done. Then we have to look towards that how the on-demand jet score model can be applicable in Indian steel industries, Indian cement industries, or Indian automobile industries. Because when we say the Indian steel industries, then infrastructure demand is high. long-term parameters. But when we say the automobile industries, then it is going to be to the very, very shorter way, because public may decide to not to buy the product. So whenever there is a marketing research is to be done, we have to go to that, and our paper should concentrate on that particular parameters. So you can take the existing model and remove some variable, add some variable, then only the Scopus. What not to publish, that is very important. Some people are trying to be publish the paper on a very joking way. Like one paper I have received from one of the Indian journal very recently for review, where the particular author tries to say that political effect, inaction effect on the buy of a particular product. Then you know that inaction effect of a buy of a particular product. And then he tried to be gives the regional political party, national level of political party, then it is not being giving the correct thing. So it is not of the interest of anyone. Or somewhere people are doing the out of date work. Today, Nevan, whenever research paper is coming, we should take the data of the last 5 years or so, or last 10 years. Like we can say NDA phase 1, NDA phase 2 of present government, what is the status having happened. Or you can compare it with a UPA performance, comparison with a in present government performance, what is being happened. When previously we have the planning commission was there in the economics and management paper, we try to be link it with planning commission 5 to planning commission 6, like that. But today, Nevan, it should be concentrating on the 21st century. Duplication of previously published work should not be done. It means that I have already published one work on the common rating model of IDBI bank. I have already done before a few years ago. Now I cannot go on making the same duplication work by considering the Federal Bank or any other bank. Then you know when the papers are coming, then they go to your ORCID ID. That's also I'm coming to. And ORCID ID or Google Scholar somewhere indicating that you have already worked on that. So it's a duplication. So paper is immediately rejected. Incorrect or the unacceptable conclusion. Some conclusions are prima facie coming contradictory by using the certain statistical test. I don't want to name it, but I have received one of the paper to publish in the UGC, where the researcher have done the statistical test, certain parametric test, certain non-parametric test. When I have given them the review, that you give me the justification that why you use particular test, then yes, someone mic is continue, sir. Hello, someone mic is continue. Please switch off. Huh? Please make it at a mute. Okay. I think the very important point is that when you use the statistical test, you should know exactly why this test is being used. Because if you are maybe asking the question at that moment, then what is the objectivity of that? So your paper should be the good manuscript, and it should support the socio-academic community. So when I say socio-academic community, it means that it may be socio-marketing, it may be socio-economics, it may be socio-accounting, because nowadays people are talking about the corporate social responsibility. So anyway, you can cover it under that. What is Scopus? Very important definition of the Scopus is that largest abstract and citation database of peer-reviewed journal. Very important. So the citation of the journal database is coming from the peer-reviewed literature. Scientific and management journal, we have to use it. So the very important thing is that today, nowadays, we are saying it's a management journal. But few journals have been named as a journal of engineering and management. So now it's basically the combination. Interdisciplinary is coming. Then it's also indicating the books and conference proceedings. So Scopus is basically the 7,000 plus publishers are there. There is a nearly 26,000 serial titles have been available. 254,000 books have been happened. 80,000 priorities are being given for the affiliation, and this is the way Scopus is getting the more scope. I'm coming to the publishing with Elsevier. There are so many publishers are there. Everyone have their own guidelines for the author. But when I try to say the Elsevier, the same concept is by and large used by on Scopus publisher who are not taking the charge. So my concentration is that Scopus publisher who are not charging anything. So publication process number one, you should find out the journal where you have to submit. My point is very clear that any journal you select should be continuously in the Q1 to Q2 category. One of the year, if they gone in the Q3, there is no problem in the 5-year scale. But if the journal is continuously in the Q3 since last 5 years, it means that they are not there to impute their performance to the Q2 level. So there is already the possibility that next year, when your paper is going to be published, they may come to the Q4 category. And finally, your work is not considered in the academical performance. Second, everyone of we know that today whenever we are trying to be look towards the performance of a particular journal, we are getting the information for the year ended 22. Now in the year 23, I am writing the paper for a particular journal which go through the review process, and in the year 24 or 25 it is going to be published. Now the moment it published, it may move from Q3 to Q4. Then it is going to be terminated from the Scopus list. So our own work done is goes away. So we have to find out the journal at the first level, that which is the base journal. Now based on the particular journal we have prepared, we should study the nature and scope domain of the particular journal, and we should prepare the paper on that based on their guidelines. Second thing, whenever particular journal we are being selecting, my normal suggestion is that it may be open journal, then it's a matter different. The papers are being downloadable, but you may be selecting a particular journal where the only abstract is available and citations are being available. In such case, from your university, you may be getting some fees are being paid by the university, then you download those interested papers from the same journal. So what happened that once we know that what is a journal is required, how the journal, which type of papers journal is publishing, under which order, so you can prepare your paper according to that. Another point, that whenever we prepare the paper and we make the citation, my personal suggestion is that whatever the journal you have selected, from that journal minimum 3, maximum 10 past paper should be by way of the citation of your concerned domain and area. The reason is that every journal would like to be increase their impact factor. So what happened, that when you are citing the same journal papers in your paper, it means that the readability of the journal is increasing. So generally what is happened, that the editor-in-chief is going to be impressed with your work, that particular research author tries to support our journal. So the little bit influence is being happening on the higher level of the acceptance. Then you submit it, and once you submit it, there are going to be the comments are coming from the reviewer. So you may revise it. You take your paper status, and the moment your paper is published, you should say it. Like we know, the research grant, you should have your account. Scopus research, ORCID ID you should have. Research grant ID you should have. Google Scholar ID should have, and you should put it in there. And in that way, the paper is going to be promoted. Higher the paper promotion is being happen, I just say that I being started as an authoring with Oxford University from 2002. At that time, such computer system was not there. But whenever they are trying to be evaluate the author is capable or not. So we have to submit the so many hard copies of the past papers and everything. But nowadays it's a different story. We should how we can search the Scopus journal. So I have given the three sites. This one thing I'm going to be give you by way of copy. So there is no need that you should write it. There is a scopus.com. Sources will give you this information. Schema Goja is also giving you that what are the way the journal is in the Q3, Q4 like that, and there is a size score methodology have been available. Now here we have to be very careful about the predatory journal, which are the journals who are basically the scam publishers. I say the scam publishers because they charge author's fee upfront, but they do not provide the service. In the beginning they say that we will do the editing and everything, but they do not provide the service. And the way we have submitted the paper, normally we may not be the such good in the literature, I think. Then our impression goes away. But today's level, there are the Queen Bond program, Germany programs, softwares are being available. Somewhere the AI chat box is also being, chat GPT is also being supporting you. But in the chat GPT and AI software, we have to be very concentrated that they are still not being established. And few journals have already said, they have already established the structure to verify it with a chat GPT and so. So we have to be careful about it. Those publishers are normally being publishing in less than 3 months. So it's not being proper. Speedy publications by journal isn't into removal of journal from the Scopus or Web of Science, etc. So it is basically the list is being the same. We have also the open access journals are being available, which are published by elsewhere, have undergone peer review, and upon acceptance, are immediately and permanently free to everyone to read and download. So you can go to the NSPHERE Open Access Journal. You can register yourself, and there they have the one category of the searching where it is say business plus management plus accounting. The main site name is https://doaj.org. Now, when we have been going on the Scopus, so I try to be make it in a 4 important steps in the sequential base. Number 1, there is going to be the research problem identification. Now, whenever I do the literature review, I should narrow my research topic in a systematic way. Like it should categorically say that applying the bankruptcy model, or I can say apply or evaluate. I can do the same thing, that evaluation of the bankruptcy model in the case of Indian Cooperative Bank. So my area have been narrowed down. Sometimes I may not say the Indian, but I may say that Tamil Nadu based cooperative bank. So I should narrow it down. Literature review survey is a very important. Now in the Scopus based journal, very important thing is that if your literature review in the original paper is coming off nearly 3 pages or approximately 2200 words or more, then I suggest that always you put the literature review by way of the appendix A, like that. And in the literature review in the main text, you take the 2 or 3 main literature review mention and mention the research graph from that. And then you can say that more literature reviews have been given in appendix A. Reason is that whenever in the main text, if the literature review is going to be more than 22 to 2300 pages, then the reviewer may get disturbed. So, but you are supposed to be have the more than 20 literature review. Generally, we say that it should be the more than 20 to 30 literature review. If the subject is contemporary, it's not contemporary, sorry, subject is going to be conventional or the old topic, then you require the 20 to 30 literature review should be done. So don't try to go on showing on literature review in the main paper. Show it by way of the appendix. In the main text in the literature review, you can show in brief main 2 to 4 literature review and show the gap. So here we are supposed to use the cutting edge methodology concept. The cutting edge methodology concept, like I can say that the marketing, now I'm taking a area of marketing. Then in the marketing we can say that number 1, downstreet market. Number 2, there is just some established premium market. And third, it came to the moon concept. So under the cutting edge methodology, I can say up to the year 1990, then 91 to 2010, I should look towards the political party changes, or if there is a planning commission, then I can take the database adjusted according to the planning commission. After the 2014, there is no planning commission. So I can say that it is NDA Part 1, NDA Part 2, and that is known as cutting edge methodology. The literature review should start from the latest year, then we should go to the past year. Some people are trying to make the literature review in the name of the alphabetical order. I should not advisable. Starting from the old year and then going to the new year had no meaning, because every researcher would like to be know, or society members are like to know that what is the today's culture. Second, our title should be very attractive. Like if I'm doing some study on the empirical database, then it should say that it's an empirical study of fauna of a particular bank in India. Okay. It may be coming to the investigative level, then I should say it's a evaluating the model or validating the model, domain applicable, and then research problem identification I should show. So attractive title should say the research problem identification, that evaluating the reasons for fauna of a particular state in the stage or particular public sector units, why they have been running into the noses. Like if we are looking from the HR side or strategic management side, then we can say that why the particular PSU went into problem. Thirdly one, the very important point, that if you are the buddy researchers and buddy publishers for the Scopus journal, don't try to go as an alone researcher. Very important thing. You should make it interdisciplinary and inter-university collaboration. Like, some of the time when I have to publish my paper, I decide to author it along with another professor, say in the North India, second author maybe from the Maharashtra, third is myself. So you know what happened? That the paper is getting the wider range covered in the geographical way. Now if the paper is on the international domain, means we are trying to be study some comparison with the international market, then I can go with a university of mine. It means that I am from India. I may take the Warsaw University from the opponent. I may take the one author or my friend who have been working as a professor in say University of London. Some professor I take it from the University of Illinois. And four professors have combined together, we publish the paper in the Scopus. So what happened? The paper is get a wider acceptance and its citation in future is increasing more. And I already mentioned that you cite from the same journal minimum 3 to 7, 3 to 10 papers, so that editor is happy. Second thing, you should not go for the plagiarism. So you indicate in your paper your ORCID ID, Scopus ID. Scopus ID registration is quite possible. Only the point is that whenever you have been making your Scopus ID registration or ABC index registration, you have to submit the three of the papers who are already being published by Scopus. Like if your one paper is published, then you can create your ID. Or today also you can create your Scopus ID without any paper registered under the scheme. But it indicates that the researcher is planning to go ahead with a Scopus ID. Third, you should have your Google, it's my typing here, Google Scholar ID. Sorry friends, it's my typing here. It's a Google Scholar ID. And then fourth, I do the researcher grant. Research grant is nowadays getting a very much significance because there are so many papers have been coming. And research grant have already made a tie-up with our ORCID. So publishing speed. Now, submission to acceptance, some people are saying 5 weeks. Some are saying 8 weeks. 5 to 8 weeks means 2 months is very short. Generally, we say that the first online should be the long period. of 31 weeks. Generally, some of my papers I submit. It takes a 1 year time or more to get it published, and I'm accepting it. When I submit my book for which is being with our international authors, where the international copyright is coming, international ISBN number is there, then my particular own experience says that once I submit my manuscript, it takes minimum 27 to 30 months to get it published. So it depends on higher the publication time is better, because many journals have the system of the fast rejection process. It means that wherever I am the chief in editor in some of the journal of business, strategy, management, financial management, international journal, there as a chief in editor, the moment I get the paper, I go to the abstract, I go to the conclusion, and then immediately I may reject it. Say within a 10 to 15 days time. So author does not get the problem, because researcher wants to submit it to another place because he has already done the work, but it may not be coming under the mission and vision of particular journal. So we may reject it. So article published, before you start, I say that you should refer to the mission and vision and the domain of the journal. So do not get panic. Don't worry that your paper may not be published. Somewhere is going to be published. So question to answer before you write, number one, think about why you want to publish your specific work, whether it is new and interesting. I mean, just go back and say that I did completed my doctorate in the 94, then 94 to 2002. I have done my postdoctoral research. I got my few papers published on the work I am doing. Without quoting my conclusion I am planning to come, I try to uh, disguise that thing, because I am coming to the new theory. So, but when the people have read it, so more and more people are interesting to know about it. Like if you have the account with ResearchGate, today nowadays you know that if once your paper you have downloaded, people are coming to you and asking that, can you just give me this answer? Can you just provide me the full text? Or they are going on raising the question. It should be the current hot topic like a COVID-19 also. Now, have you provided solution to some difficult problem? Like when I say that the insolvency, bankruptcy problem in the case of problem. Yes, please, any question? Yes, what happened, sir? Someone, someone unmuted. Do you, so you feel that I should also do some different way? Okay. So are you ready to publish at this point? If your topic should be very hot one. Number two, you should try to provide part of the solution for the same. And if one answers are yes, then you start the preparation of your manuscript. So your manuscript is of four types. I'm speedily coming. Full research paper, that is your original research paper. It may be the NATAS, rapid communication or short communication. It means that you are developing some theory, and whatever the way your work is going on, you publish it as an introduction of the topic, then expect literature review, he did it. So you check your limitations and you get the view on that. It may be your review paper and perspective. Like if I am trying to be publish a paper that how the stock market technical analysis is going to be work, and I'm working out some modern on that, then I review the papers and I say that literature review on technical analysis. This is the topic. Literature review of technical analysis of the Bombay Stock Exchange listed staying in the stage. And I try to prepare the review papers on that. Or somewhere I may go to the some of the books, say for example, How to Become Rich, and that particular book review I prepare and get it published. Because Scopus is always being like that one. Somewhere I can put the theoretical justification, theoretical modern and theoretical discussion on the same. It depends on your supervisor and your colleagues. I always being said that you always be in touch with your supervisor after the postdoctoral study also. After my postdoctorate of the 24 years completing, I'm still in touch with my guide, Dr. I.M. Pandey of the IIM Ahmedabad. And I try to be say that, sir, what is the way it is to be done? Because they are more experienced. Second thing, he's an outsider from my work. So he can give the necessary technical comment on me. So select the base journal for the submission. That's I already mentioned. Find the hot topic and you can go it. So I say that you have to do the much desk work for the same. Now some of the journal do not publish in a English language, non-English language. Then you try to be converted to someone, get it translated, and you can do it. And you say that your paper. So you should ask for the base journal. Number one, is the journal is peer reviewed? It should be peer reviewed. Who is this journal audience? It means that the journal audience should be the teachers of the subject, management teachers of the subject, commerce teachers of the subject. Then more benefit is being coming. What is the average time to publications and what is the impact factor? Anytime, do not submit your paper in more than one journal. This is one of the very important things. Next time, one of the international editor, headed editor-in-chief of the Journal of Chromatography, have said very categorically the following problem appear much too frequently. Submission of paper which is clearly out of scope. Now friends, when I'm being at this moment talking to the Fisheries School of Business, I say that you have to look towards the scope. Are they being interested in such type of fisheries activities or not? Failure to format the paper according to the guide for author. Every journal, there is a guide for author is given, which we have to use. Yes, sir. Inappropriate or no suggested reviewer. Number of times when you submit a paper in the Scopus journal, they are asking the name of the reviewer from you only, because you are master in your field. Like you are being publishing a paper in the, say for example, fisheries preservation management or fisheries, what we can say that supply management system. Then they are being in the area of their interest, but somewhere they are not knowing the more people in the fishery business, say for example, then they ask you the name of the reviewer, then you have to submit. Number of times the inadequate review is been coming from the reviewers. Inadequate standard of English. Now see, the very important thing is that English is basically bifurcated into two categories: European English and American English. So whether the paper is being you are submitting to the European journal or American journal, based on that the English literature is to be reviewed. Number one. Number two, some of the journals are saying that paper submitted by you in the standard English format, there we have the certain softwares are being available. Those software are providing you the unnecessary methodology to convert it into like a quick bond. Okay, twin bond is a one of the software is coming, where the twin bond specifically give you the own options that whether you like to go for the USA economics, USA English, UK English, fluent English, simple English, or shorten English, or creative English, so you can select it. And number of times you are resubmitting the rejected manuscript without any revision. So good manuscript should be clear, useful, existing message. Flow of the paper should be in the logical way. It means paragraph linking should be proper. In between too much detail should not be there. That's what I mentioned for literature review categorically. Is formatted the base showcase of research database. Means whenever there are so many tables are there, you can take those tables in an appendix and show the level of significance, confidence level, and the final value by there, and you can say that for the annex B. Otherwise, what happened in the original paper? Only so many tables are coming, so you can take it by way of appendix. Is written in a style that message clearly. That's why I already said you can use the twin bond software, you can use the Gamani software. The general structure of a full research paper is coming like a title of the paper, author's name is to be given, like a first author, that is main corresponding author, and the other author. Abstract should be given. Abstract normally going from 300 words or 250 words to 1000 words. Your abstract should clearly state only one or two brief literature review, not so much citation in the abstract. It should say how the research gap have been worked out, what is our research problem, what are the research methodology we have selected, and what is the level of significance have been taken, and what the final conclusion in brief. Keywords. Normally the journals are saying the keywords should be 4 to 15. These are the number of keywords should be there. Minimum 4, maximum 50. Alphabetically should be adjusted between the semicolon. Main text, you have to show it. Now under the main text, introduction of the subject should come. It means that you should make sure that the reader of your research paper is not from your field. So whatever the technical jargon is coming, the brief and in a simple and using language introduction of the topic should have been given. Methods of the working is to be given. It means that the research methodology, sample size, sampling theme decided by you, population, sampling theme, sampling size, whether it is going to be the narrative research or it is going to be the database research, like a quantitative research, quantitative research. Reasons should have been shown and the discussion should have been done. Then we should have the acknowledgement. Those things are given in the Neton PPTs also, but to make our work speedily, here I have been talking it. Acknowledgement, you should acknowledge the librarian, typist, and then who have directly or indirectly supported you in your research database connection. So what happened that whenever you acknowledge their name, they would like to be preferred for the reading purpose. That is one of the very important ways being happening, sir. That people are understanding. Like somewhere, if the my name is being given in the paper by way of the acknowledgement, then in my student discussion also, I say that you can go to the particular research paper where this point have been discussed. So you know your research paper citations is being going to be increased, reading is going to be increased, and journal is also being supported. So you acknowledge, you give the on emphasis, and I say that it is supplementary material by way of the appendix. So here, developing your title, this is your opportunity to attract the attention of the readers. So the title itself will be bringing the person to read it. So title should be such a way that person should get the interest arrows on that. Second, keep it informative and concise. Reviewer will check whether the title is specific and whether it reflects the content of the manuscript. You know, sometimes some of the UGC-based journal papers are coming, or our university journal also the papers are coming, where title is something and the content text given in the manuscript is different. So it should not happen. Editor have title that make no sense or fail to represent it. Avoid the technical jargon and abbreviation in the title. Don't try to be say that using the abbreviation in the title itself has no meaning. Then you discuss it with your co-authors, colleagues in the department, inter-university, and so. Abstract should stand alone. Consider it the advertisement of your article. This is one of the very important things. You know, whenever any journal for which the full-fledged paper is not readable, but those journals have always been giving the abstract to you to read it. So people are looking towards the abstract of the paper, and then if they think that paper is good, they are going to buy it. So you know, your abstract should be sellable. Sellable means more and more people should read it. Number two, the benefit is that the journal is getting the financial benefit of that. Number three, once your number of readability is increased beyond some level, some of the journals are taking you in the reviewer board or taking you in the editor board. So your future scope as a researcher have been increased, and this is very important to the young researcher nowadays. Should tell the prospective reader what you did and highlight the key findings. You must be accurate and specific. Accurate and specific way. It should strongly influence whether or not your work is further considered or not. Follow the word limitations, 50 to 300 words. Normally people are saying 250 words abstract. This is generally accepted path. Keywords, you should use the keywords, but keywords should be between 4 to 15. Very recently, one of the journal I came where they say that you can have the 15 keywords. It should be separated by semicolon. You check the guides of the author, that number, neighbor, has to be given range. Use only those abbreviations that are firmly established in the field. Like we can say working capital, return on investment, which is generally people know exactly what is meaning of that. These are the neighbors of your manuscript. You know, the keywords are also being available freely to read in the case of the journal for which you have to pay the money to get the full paper. And Gen classification is to be used. Gen classification is already being available on the UGC journal, Nation, everything. Introduction, chance to convince the readers of the importance of your work. Describe the problem, because if your research paper is going to be under the OJ category, open journal, SS OJ category, then once they understand that the introduction is good enough, they see that whether they should read further or not. So it describes the problem. Are there any existing solution? What are limitations? What you want to achieve? Provide a perspective consistent with the nature of the journal. 4. Introduce a main scientific publication on which your work is based. So cite a couple of original and important work and recent review articles. Friends, very important thing is that when I say that accounting and finance, then my research paper should take some of the references from the Asian Journal of Accounting and Finance, International Journal of Accounting and Finance, European Journal of Accounting and Finance. Or if my paper is relating to the Indian culture, then it should take the references of the India Journal of Indian Accounting Association, that is Journal of Indian Accounting. It should also take the Management Accounting Journal, Chartered Accountant Journal, like that. Editors have references irrelevant to the work. So if you are putting your paper on the marketing, and if you take the references of the accounting journal, then it is irrelevant. They will think that you have no sense of purpose at all. Methods, detains. 3 times I use the detains. A knowledge reader should be able to reproduce with experiment. It means that your paper should focus on the algorithm or derivation, this of the subsection. Now, use the references and supplementary material for previously published procedures. Like in the literature review later on, I'm giving the structure also. If the time does not permit, you can read it later on your own. So that you make a table and you say that which are the methodologies have been used by the previous researchers, and why you fit it in your present work, or why you think that it is not been good enough. Then if you are being criticized the incompetent or incorrect description, and these may result into the rejection also. Reasons. So here I said that the cloning should not be done in your region. Very important thing. Very important point. You know the cloning means you are reproducing. So your region should not be 100% cloning of the earlier region. So only representative regions are essential further discussion should be present. Show the data of secondary importance in the supplementary material. See, in the case of Scopus journal, papers are normally going to be of the 20 to 30 pages, including the supplementary materials, including the appendix. So supplementary material, you take it by way of the some material, representative material, you take it by supplementary. Do not hide the data in hope to save it from later paper. You know, some of the students or the research scholars have the methodology that they produce the 60% of data and 40% of the data they keep aside with an intention to produce it later on. For second paper, don't try to do it because you are hiding the data. So whatever the conclusion is coming, which reviewer who is being master in the field will reject it. Use the subheading to keep the result of the same type of paper together. Like when I am doing some literature review, like a supermon food font regions into the customer name. Now, when I am trying to say that food font of the customer in the supermon and regions into the customer name, and I do the literature review, then I should say very categorically South America, North America separate way, Asian continental, within the Asian continental, Eastern continental, Southern Eastern continental, how it's being happen. Because the culture, race, beneath of the Northern American part and Eastern American part is different than the Southern Eastern part. So I should make it under the proper subheading, the reason, and then a clear and easy to understand story. So if some of the paper you feel that the data is good enough, but the person have to understand, then you make a story of the same. Discussion, you have to make a three-way categorically. It is a most important section. Hence, you get chance to send your data, send your research methodology. So manuscripts are rejected because the discussion is weak. You know, number of times the people are being saying that so many Tamils and discussion they give very no. I say no. Your Tamils are coming by way of appendix. In your reason, you can say that here I have used the descriptive statistics and these are the reasons have been achieved. And from the above reason, the conclusion have been drawn according to that. Detailed, you can refer to the table number this given in the appendix number this. But do not try to reiterate the reason. You need never compare the published reason with yours. Don't try to do that. Whatever I am saying is correct with the earlier published reason. No way. It means that the date of cloning have been happened. Reviewer may not be capable enough to go to that particular literature review. In that particular case, there is a chances that the reviewer may make a mistake and may reject the paper. But then he gives that what is the reason for rejection. Then you are supposed to give the full-fledged literature review to be submitted. And that's I already said that. Not answering properly to the reviewer may result into the final rejection also. So do not ignore the work in disagreement with yours, confessing and convinced that you are correct. You know, some of the papers may have been come to the contradictory in the Indian culture also. Then you can say that the paper previously published, it belongs to the first decade of the 21st century. And the data was based on that. I am taking the database of this, my sampling frame and the number of samples I differ accordingly. so that my regions are contained to the earlier published season. So it's acceptable. Conclusion 10. How your work advances the field of the present work. Without clear conclusion, reviewer and reader will find it difficult to judge your work. So do not repeat the abstract. Just need the niche experimental region. There is somewhere, some people are nowadays saying the AI, that is the chat GPT, is giving you very nice abstract. But I am somewhere being difficult, not agreed for that to give it. Because if you have to give it for the abstract, then chat GPT you have to give the own detail, including your confidential work and your confidential discussion. Still not published, it is confidential. Otherwise, your own work you may be coming into Upnagaya. But people are saying that the chat GPT generate the abstract on their own. Short Taiwan statements, do not do it. Provide a clear scientific justification of your work and extension of the same. You acknowledge that I already said, like who are financial supporter, who are your guide, particular firm executive, whoever help you, you write their name. So what happened? That paper reading is increased more and more. It's coming, you give the references, then today's Nevan, on management journals, on commerce journal, site web pages of the APA 7th sign is going on. We have the certain and notes are being available. In the Microsoft Word also, we have the references section is there, where you can go and you can create your own bibliography. Many is one of the good ways being available, because many tries to pick up the data automatically from the PDF file. But there also somewhere the confidentiality problem have come across to some place. So more advisable to use your own Microsoft Word, reference sheet. And second very important thing is that your research paper, you should keep it in such a way that no computer attack can come further. So more mistake I found in reference, giving the wrong references and that. It is one of the most annoying problem and great headache for the editor. So as an editor, we are supposed to work out cite the main publications on which your work is based. Very importantly, like I am citing one paper where second or third one research paper is saying that Mr. or you can say that the Alexander have talked about something, or Chanakya have said something about it. Then I'm supposed to go to the original paper and to find out the original reference. So from one paper, I get to the reference, go to that reference paper, there I get the another citation and try to go it. Do not inflate. Do not inflate the manuscript with too many references. It does not make it better. Give the required, avoid your self-citation. This is one of the very important things. Like your own particular publications, excessive self-citation should not have been happen. Avoid excessive citation from the one issue. Try to do it very proper way. Use references. This is one I say cite, do not inflate, avoid, and use minimum 3 to 5 citation of the same journal to make it sellable. APA 7 sign, you know, that we have to adopt nowadays. APA 7 style guide and manuscript are being available on the PDF.com. Language, very important thing. Majority of the people are making this error. Pigeon tends to be used for known facts and hypotheses. Number one. Number two, past tense to be used by you for survey, interview, and secondary data. Past tense when you describe result of a survey. This is the way tenses are to be used by you. Continuing with the tense, you can say that how you get your article published. So there is a very important, very much, and there are so many reviewers, editors are there who are putting your bond back. So it's a review and editing. So review and editing, finally I come to the point, three things you have to understand. I said UFO. Okay. Unidentified flying object. But here I have changed the UFO to understand, filter and co-right. Right. Understand the research problem, research gap, need of a particular journal, author's guidelines. Number two, filter. It means you go on filtering the literature review database which satisfy your need. Because today if I publish a paper of the banker's performance up to 2010 has no meaning. So filtration to be done properly. Third, own rewrite. I know that the paper or the some of the researcher in the thesis also using the Gamini and so, and they are using the rewriting scale. I suggest don't do it. You go on making the own rewriting on a continuous way. Own way you should rewrite. Don't, because whenever there is things are being done by you, by the system, then the answers or the rewritten words needs to be studied very properly. So own rewriting is required. In short, the process is this. Submission is not a black hole. So you do not hang on that what earlier slides I say, earlier 3 or 4 slides I mentioned. It is not a black hole. It is a very capacity of yours to get your paper published. When your paper goes, number one, it goes to the chief editor and he may do the desk rejection, speedy desk rejection, because not coming under mission, vision, domain. Title is not clear. Title and abstract relationship is not established. Abstract and conclusion if is contradictory. Because editor only looks towards it. If he say that these things are being okay, then he submit it to the reviewers. It goes to the minimum 2 reviewers. Need happen, then it goes to 3 or 4 reviewers too. Because if the one reviewer is reject the paper, does not result into your paper rejection, then it goes to the another one reviewer. Then finally the chief editor combine the data and he give that these are the reviewers comment and you answer it. And that is why it is being said that in paper your name should not be written anywhere. I suggest up to that one that whatever the word file you create, normally our word file have the author name is your computer name. Like you can say your PC name, like my PC name may be saved as a Paisa, then it may mention in the Microsoft Word fine, Dr. Paisa, then it is something wrong. So I should be very careful about it. So I should say author only. That is one of the very important points for before you submit it. Because once you need to the certain level of a known researcher, some people are willing to reject your paper. Okay. So these are the possibilities are there, or someone have the problem of caste or something. I don't want to go on that, but that may be happen. So author, as an author, you start the paper, you look towards that the basic requirements have been made by the system. If yes, then he assign to the reviewer. If no, he outright reject it. Or he may say that these are the points I require for revision. Reviewer review and give the recommendation, connect the reviewer recommendation, then he make the decision, that is the editor make the decision whether to accept or not. If the reviewer say reject, then very important point as a reviewer, we never say reject outright. We say accept with minor rectification, accept with major rectification, or reject it because of this reason. And then when we reject it with a certain reason, it will come to you. Then you are supposed to make the revision. And if you are not in a position to make the revision according to the particular journal have said, then you try to look to the another paper, do the whole process. And that's why I say that if you can use the Microsoft Word, it is more better for you. So submission is not a black one. So many journals use the initial editor review. Editor may reject the end without sending it for review. Why? Peer review system is grossly overloaded. Number of times it's happened. Like there is a one South India journal is only there. You must be aware about it. That is SCM journal, which is a Scopus review. Now they are getting so many papers continuously. So the reviewers are overloaded. So they get rejected. Or they say that it is going to be considered after 6 months or 8 months. Then you as our author should have the willingness to accept it. It is a disservice to ask the reviewer to spend time on work that has a clear and evident deficiency. I say that Title does not clarify, whatever Title clarify does not tally with the abstract. Abstract does not give the proper conclusion. Revision after the submission, is your work is interest to, so any rejection is happened on account of him and that. Peer is of limited interest to cover the local issue only. Like when the people are saying nowadays a COVID-19 effect in Tamil Nadu, then we as an editor or I as an reviewer may not be interested. I may like to know that what is the effect have come, like it is being said that the impact on the banking system. Then particular discussion on the Tamil Nadu state may not be of the importance for us. It should be taken for the southern region at large, western region at large, and like that. Routine applications, paper present and incremental advance, then it is good for you. So revision before submission, you should check. So according to the author's guidelines, it should be done. And there are not so many citations. Some papers have so many citations. It means that it has so many databases there. So very important thing is that you can do the proper way paraphrasing. paraphrasing tools are available, free, paid also. Whether it is free or I never like that or advise to use the free paraphraser, because then the plagiarism problem is happening. You can have the paid paraphraser with you, but whatever the paraphrase is done by the software, you should rewrite it and restudy. So carefully study the comment and retain letter of response. Important points: preparation is important, but do not spend too much time on your preparation. Submit to the right journal, one journal, check English, structure, pay attention and be honest. Ethics to be accepted. As a researcher, falsification of the region should not have been done. Because majority of the journal, they are nowadays asking the soft copy. Number two, Scopus journals are later on asking to the original author that you submit your action database. So don't try to do the falsification. Plagiarism, you should be out from that. Duplicate submission, 2 times submission should not have been done. Some of the research scholar is publishing the same paper in Northern India Journal also and the Southern India Journal also. Then it's not advisable. Lack of acknowledgement of para research. Inappropriate identification of own co-authors. You should have your networking. Like, say for example, I maybe like to be prepare something that how the fisheries accounting can be done. And I'm planning to be submitted to the Institute of Chartered Accountant Journal. Then as I accounting thing, I am my expert from overall Indian aspect. But there is going to be some teacher, some professor in your university who may be teaching the accounts. So he knows the fisheries accounting very well. Then if the such way, better way, networking and the co-authoring is done, then the paper is highly accepted. Conflict of interest should not have been. Suggest the reviewer. You should look towards the mission, scope, and that. Site name I have given me. Publication process, like you can go to the Vikanp of the IIM Ahmedabad, Vikanp of Ahmedabad, where it was said that what is the mission of the journal? To be published in Journal of Management, a manuscript must be strong enough with an empirical and theoretical database. Process I mentioned, desk editing, what is normally Scopus journal, 8% is the accepted level. Reviewer is going to be looked towards a certain criteria. This is I have tried to be hide some database because that I cannot disclose officially, but I already spoken about it. I said here the 5 Likert scale, but people are nowadays using the 7 Likert scale methodology, and the criteria are also being differed according to the like we have the one criteria named concept, second criteria named is the literature review, third criteria named research methodology, fourth criteria named sample selection. Now within the sample selection and everywhere there are the sub criteria are there. So finally the marks are being assigned to that. So recommendation is given, accept the paper or accept with minor revision or promising that a major revision would result in a publishable paper. Unclear whether major revision would result in a publishable paper. The reviewer says, editor finally give you the information that we are promising that if you do this major revision, we will publish it. Or they are unclear or doubtful that a major revision would result in a publishable paper, or you reject outright. So you have the four most common themes for rejections: that you are not making any theoretical contribution, there is no novelty, no scope of the journal, technically not significant, not covering the whole area, research methodology used is not proper, population, sampling frame, numbering frame not covered, whether the parametric test to be used or non-parametric test to be used, one thing is to be done. Everyone must be aware that there is one good book is being available of the 100 sampling test of the Gopan Kanji, where it says that which test to be used under the framing and contribution. Notation is not automatically a contribution. Now your paper should contribute to the formation of the theory. So apply the rigorous method possible in your occasion and make a proper presentation. This point, I am giving you some nocketing theories. How you can nocket the theories are being available on areas of our subject. So from that, the theory building can be done, theory testing can be done. To the Google Scholar, and through the Google Scholar also you can have the literature reviews are being available where you can ask for the fine type and everything. Literature summary, you can show it by way of the appendix where you can save the independent variable, dependent variable, moderate variable used by you, means what that particular literature have used the moderator variable, what are the keywords they have, what are the limitations they have, what are the research methodology tests they have used it, their full citations and measures you can explain. This is the way table should be. So you have the essential research tools are being available. Iticon, writer.com, menly.com, joteo.com, turniturn.com, where you know that there is a teacher instructor ID and from your college may be available. SciHub.in is available because when you say the fisheries, means fisheries is basically the combination of the science and management. You can have the app Germany, Pinbond, MJ and Kneviet, ProQuest, PDF.com. If you go, you can find out the so many books on that. Your research tool for your own career, you should have ORCID ID, Pubnon ID. Now Pubnon is already converted into the WOS, Web of Science. I think everyone, you are aware about it. Google Scholar you can go, ResearchGate and Academia. You can have the automatic research format is being available from the typeset.ion, where you can format the paper according to that. ChatGPT, people are using but not advisable from my view, and Prism can be used. Here, your teachings, you should have the knowledge about your topic, research paper, very good knowledge about the topic on which you are doing the publishing the research paper. You should have the comprehensive capacity should be available. You can apply it because you are teaching it. You can analyze, you can synthesize and evaluate. So this is going to be take you from the no order ranking to the high order ranking, and you can become good researcher for the same. So these are the steps we are doing it: knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis. Format of the paper I have given it. which you can go through it. It's a very simple, like title is there, introduction, then you should have the statement of problem, and research question. Now you may have the statement of problem, then may not be the research question. It's okay. Objectives of the study and literature review. It should be very nicely given. Introduction, theory. Review should be given. Chronological, I say. Latest year to past year. Thematic literature review and research method review. Because whenever you are doing a literature review and whenever the theory has been claimed in that, it is known as thematic literature review. When the research method you have been explaining in the last two column, it is research method review. Based on that, you do the research gap. Then you can explain in literature review the knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. So I say that whenever your literature review is going more than 2100 words or the more than 3 pages, it should go by the appendix. And in that case, the evaluation in the synthesized way, 2 to 3 simple evaluation you have to show. And you mentioned that this will be to further research gap. Then you can have the research design, research triangulation to be done, because nowadays we are doing quantitative, qualitative, and the mix. Research setting, population and sample size, justification for sample size. Whenever we are going to the sample size formula, then it's normally giving at a 5% the level of significance, 363 samples. But some of the cases, it may not be possible. Then you give the justification for the lower sample size, very important. Like what my knowledge is saying about the fisheries activity, because in between I have started to prepare something on fisheries accounting to take session, but I could not manage it. Where I seen that there are a number of fishes are very niche in a southern India side. Some are in the West Bengal side is there. So your sample size justification you have to give it. Sampling criteria, table, and these are the normal ways. Pre-testing and reliability and validity. Conbatch unfair is very important. So these are the way you can go ahead. You should have the reflective model, or somewhere you can have the formative model, you can use it in the case of conversion. You can have the evaluation of the structural model. If the need is happen, then you can draw the conclusion. Now friends, any question? I hope, sir, I have taken 10 minutes more in the discussion. Now any question and answers?